on me. Blow make digits, I'm on my business. Stack chicken like what it's gon' be. Crew in the cut, hey, you want us red run when I tell her peace. Love is love. Love is love. Adios. Bendo with the switching.
Yeah, we back. First Flyer High School with my dogs, Bridges, Pasta. Good guys versus cancer, man.
We're back, man. What a place to be, right?
Absolutely. Beautiful place, man.
So good guys versus cancer. This is the biggest of the ones we've had here yet. The amount of talent in the gym this weekend is through the roof. But this event is bigger than just what happens on the floor. So I want to ask each of you, when you come here, what are the vibes? What are you thinking about when it comes to this event and kind of the greater good that it's creating? Simmons, start with you.
I think first and foremost, I just think about Coach Chad and his vision. It's bigger than basketball as far as the cause of it. I think the location is totally different from a lot of the tournaments in North Carolina, being that we're in the OBX. They don't get the chance to see the basketball we get to see in Raleigh, Charlotte, and areas like that. And I think it's just a special, intimate environment, and you don't understand it unless you actually came to this tournament.
Yep.
I can agree with Simmons 100% more. I think for us, it's just about, like you said, just the cause. We know the story of how, Good Guys versus Cancer was created. And just, being here, being in this environment, being able to help Coach Chad Williams in any way that we can. I said a million times, he's a hell of a coach, but he's 100 times better person than he is a coach, and that's saying a lot about him. So we're just thankful to be here, to be a part of this event, and just help it continue to grow and build what it's grown to today.
No doubt, and Chad is going to join us here in a little bit on this show, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But first, we have some interesting games tonight. We got Moravian Prep warming up right in front of us. They had a big-time win last night over Peninsula Catholic, put up 54 threes, made 18. They're playing the Burlington School. Zion Walker has been a man on a mission, like in a real way. I think every one of us expected him to step up this year, but he's exceeded my expectations for him already this season. I think he's going to continue to do that. Simmons, how do you see this one kind of breaking down with this new look Moravian group, and then obviously TBS with some old faces and new as well?
I'm definitely excited to see Moravian, first time getting a chance to see him this year. Usually we see him more at this point, but they have a certain style. They're going to let it fly. Three-pointers from all over the place. Isaac Ellis, really interested to see him play. Looks bigger, looks more mature. So just as a fan, just want to see him hoop. But I think it's going to be a very interesting game for TBS. George Marshall looks at this as an opportunity for him to get another big win. Was able to get wins over Millbrook, able to get wins over Durham Jordan. And so I think Zion Walker's going to need a little bit more firepower in this one, being that Moravian shooting straight trays. But I think we should have a good game.
Definitely.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is the clash of two very good teams. First of all, I want to say it's good to see Moravian. It's good to see Coach Ellis got to embrace him here a little bit before we started here. So it's good to see because for us, Moravian's family. They've been a huge part of what we've done here at the Hoop State. So it's definitely glad to see those guys back. And like Simmons said, Isaac Ellis started to look the part. His body's developed. He's growing into it. They have a cast of characters over there, man. Jordan Marsh is playing the point guard position very well so far this year for them.
Yep.
Graham Warler's being a shot maker. Dylan Purnell's kind of being that Swiss Army knife for those guys. Big Ojo's doing his thing as well too. So make no mistake about it. The big question mark for Moravian this year was how they're going to adjust without Eli. I think so far they've answered the bell. So this is going to be an exciting game. And real quick for Burlington School, like I said, and I said it on Twitter the other day, Zion Walker has emerged as a Gatorade Player of the Year candidate.
Yep.
The step he's taken over this last year has been amazing. Not only by his scoring, it's his leadership. There's been times he's carried his team, put his team on his back, and that's what you look for a two-time defending state champion, a guy who's been through the fire.
Definitely.
Like Simmons says, you're going to need those guys. You're going to need Jordan Durham to step up. You're going to need Outlaw to step up as well. So it's going to be a big game for these guys. So I'm ready for this one.
Definitely. And then at 6 o'clock, the two top teams in the state clash. We had a similar game where the top two teams last year clashed in this environment, and it was one of the best games we've ever had on this network, point blank period. And this one has a chance to do that again tonight. Combine plays, word of God. It's just the best players in this state are going to be on the floor going at it, and it's going to be an unbelievable environment. The crowd's going to see it. Rod, I'll start with you on this one. How do you see this one shaking down, and what do you expect from these two teams tonight?
It's fireworks, man. You got the two best teams in the state You got the two best players in the state, and Freddie DeLeon and Silas Demery Jr. You got two of the better coaches in the state. Just two of the best programs in the state, period. It's going to be a dogfight. A lot of people have been looking forward to this game. I think there are two contrasting styles where the guy likes to get up and down, as well as Combine too, but Combine sits down defensively a little bit on you. So it's going to be interesting to see how the game plays out. For both teams, we know what we're going to get from Silas, so we know we're going to get from Freddie. Can Isaiah Coleman step up? Can Devin Crosby step up? Can Colin Tanner be that guy? Keeps passing more. And I mean, the way Trenton Flowers has been playing lately, yeah, I think he's locked in. He's settled into his role at Combine. So this is going to be an exciting game.
Definitely. Simmons, what you got?
Top tier talent, bro. Like last night, I'm just counting out the names. You got Silas and Freddie. Then you got Rakis and Zay. You got Trent Flowers and Crosby. You got Mario Wall, Colin Tanner. You got Asa White, you know what I'm saying, and Big Makai. You know, you got Justin Mondin. It's fireworks. And I think the thing about this game is it's always good when the players know each other and the players want to compete against each other. And I mean, this is bragging rights right now, early on. First time to get a chance to match up. I think it's going to be spicy. My biggest thing, I just hope neither team has foul trouble early. So we can just see them duke it out, the players play. Let the stars be stars. But it's going to be a very, 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 very high-level game. I hope people start pouring in now, because you want that game to happen in front of a packed gym.
Definitely. And I will say this. I do not believe Makai Grant is going to play tonight with a knee injury. So we'll see if he does or doesn't. And then the other one that is, I think he's going to end up playing is Myar Wall with an ankle injury.
Oh, wow, that's tough.
So if, you might need guys, but luckily Word of God has a lot of depth. You got guys like Truman Clater, who we saw against Moravian last year, bald.
Yeah. And this is a Truman Clater game. I think, especially playing against Combine, he's going to have catch and shoot opportunities. And if you know, last year, Truman has history from the battles last year with Liberty Heights. And I don't know, neither one of you guys was there. He was at Hargrave. He was Carmelo Anthony.
I mean, I think you coined the nickname with him in the fall league last year, Rifleman.
Yeah, he was spraying, bro.
So it could be one of those games where one of the unexpected guys steps up, but it's going to be a big-time battle and a game that we have a chance to see another time or two later on this season if brackets tend to work out the way that they might. And then at 7:30, Greenfield School, led by Kobe Edwards, Hampton Evans, and the whole cast of characters, Atkinson. They have a really, really strong group, guys that do a lot of different things on the floor, but they got to deal with Carter Lang, 6'9", 240-pound Vanderbilt commit, inside-outside skill, team-loaded Virginia kid, lefty, big, strong interior presence that can shoot it from the outside too. So I'm curious to see how Greenfield does. Simmons, what do you think, if you're Rob Salter, how you handle a big-time front court guy like that?
Who is that? Why load alert, why load alert, why load alert? Like, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Pazza just said he's 6'10", 240. I'm trying to see what that's
going to
about.
Vanderbilt, going to play for Jerry.
The toughest thing of it is I think this is very good for Greenfield. Greenfield has state championship aspirations, but they're a smaller team. So I love watching Coach Salt game plan and strategize for games. I want to see how they're going to try to combat this, because that sound like Big Dog down there in the post.
Yeah, he's legit. Started at center all year for Loaded Virginia in the summer, and they almost won the Adidas championship. So he's a big-time player. Rod, what you got? Because you actually got to see him play a little bit this summer, right?
Yeah, I actually did get a chance to watch him play a little bit. He definitely can play. Carter is a big time talent. He can play. For Greenfield, the key for this team this year, what makes them so successful, is balance. Last year, they were really led by Aaron Murphy, rightfully so. He had a hell of a year. But I think this team here, there's a cast of characters who all get it done in their own individual right. Hampton Evans, Nick and Kobe Edwards, Cole Evans, Kaishawn Atkinson, Bryson Wall, Matt Kirby, just the list goes on and on. So far this year, they've had at least 6 or 7 guys who've had 15-plus point games already this season. Micah Sherrod as well, too. So I think it's going to be a contrasting styles. Stab's probably going to try to do what they can, get the ball inside the Carter Lane and kind of impose his will with the size advantage. But Greenfield's going to make it a track meet, and they're going to pressure the basketball, and that defense is going to create their offense. So
yeah, and Stab does have a couple guards who are being recruited at the Division I level as well. So we'll be sure to keep track of them, and it has a chance to be a really, really good game. 2 of the best private schools in bordering states going at it. 9 o'clock tonight. First flight, the host school. Whoop, boom. Going to try to let it fly against Peninsula Catholic, who hung around with Moravian last night. They got some solid players. Styles Gardner's good. The Vincent kid can play. But what do you kind of expect from this First Flight team, Simmons, in front of their home crowd tonight in their signature event where everyone from around the state comes in to kill Devil Hills?
I think First Flight is always a dangerous team, but in a tournament like this, they know what it means to their coach. And I mean, the way Coach Chad Williams rides for his kids, the way he shows up for them every day, I think in this you're going to get one of the best. This is one of the best First Flight teams you're going to see all year, being that they're at home, it's their event, and the Doobie Boys can let it fly in this gym right here.
Yep, definitely.
No, I can agree more with Simmons. I mean, I got a chance to watch Peninsula Catholic last night a little bit. They did a good job of, trying to control that pressure and kind of keep up with the pace of Moravian. So I think tonight it'll kind of be a little bit of change in pace for them. We know one thing about First Flight. First Flight is going to play fast. They're going to get that ball out, make her miss, and they're going to get out and push it and let that thing fly. So, packed house, your fan base behind you. I mean, I think First Flight comes to play tonight, but it's definitely going to be a great game in a great environment.
Yeah, I think the X factor tonight for First Flight is Eli Hawk, if he can get a double-double, because Peninsula Catholic doesn't have a true interior presence. If he can kind of anchor them at both ends of the floor, get those put back, stuff like that.
I want to say this. Eli's a college basketball player as well, too.
100%.
There's some schools, some D2, D3 schools that could use Eli Hawk immediately. So, I mean, if you're watching this, you hear this, recruit Eli Hawk, man.
For sure. And then moving into tomorrow, there's a lot of stuff on the schedule. I want to talk about a kid that is going to be playing tomorrow at 9:30. Chase Smith. Hollywood Chase. I posted an Instagram story and said, the calm before the storm. He said, I'm in there tomorrow. I said, I have never been here for the 9:30 game. I'm waking up early and coming to watch for you tomorrow. What? If anyone wants to come here early, Simmons Rod, I know y'all have seen him. I haven't yet. What?
You have seen him.
Oh yeah, I did. But not in a while.
Yes.
What does he bring to the table that should have people tuning in?
He's the Cravion Smith 2.0. I mean,
you're not saying that lightly. That's a lot to put on someone.
You know me, man. But like what he brings to the table, we know what it looks like. We're guys that's been around this North Carolina grassroots and high school basketball scene for a very long time. You know what it looks like in the 9th grade, and you can see the trajectory. There isn't anything he cannot do on the basketball court, and that's a fact. And the fact that he has the swagger with it as well, he's box office, bro. He's box office, period.
Hollywood.
I agree. That's why they call him Hollywood. I want to start by saying this. The class of 2026 in North Carolina has the potential to be really, 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 really special.
Yep.
We've already mentioned guys like Kobe Edwards already. Chase is right there in that same group. What I always feel like is guys in the 252, it's like they don't really get the love that a kid in the 919 or the 704 or 336 would get. If Chase was in one of those area codes, we'd be talking about Chase.
If he was playing at like Leesville or Myers Park or something like that, yeah.
But like Simmons said, man, there's nothing that kid can't do on the basketball court. The way he creates off the bounce for himself as well as others, it's truly special. I'm with you, Miles. I've never been here for a 9:30 game. We have to make a pit stop at B&P in the morning.
Oh yeah,
to get a little spicy chicken. But we'll be here by 9:45 or so. You know what I mean? But we might have to go back and get Raymond. But
yeah, facts, definitely. And then there are some other interesting games kind of throughout the day Saturday. And some teams that we're going to want to get to see. Peninsula Catholic playing Greenfield, that's an interesting one. And then I think the two are the two nightcap games. St. Anne Belfield is playing Word of God, and if Word of God does not have Makai Grant, they are going to have issues with Carter Lang. How do you think, Rod, Word of God is going to find a way to handle that if Grant does not play?
I think they just got to use their athleticism. Like, I mean, for them not to have Makai, their interior presence, they have a lot of high level athletic wings that can kind of swarm. And at this level, when you got a bunch of 6'7", 6'6" guys like Meyer Wall, Davin Cosby, Isaiah Coleman, Freddie Dillion, all those guys around the same size, a little taller, but you got to be able to use that length to your advantage. So, maybe guys, maybe one of them takes them and they double down, dig in, things like that. So I think it's just a matter of just being smart about it, Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Simmons, Jamal Brown has had big games in this gym before. Do you think he's someone that can help alleviate that if Makai's out, even though he's a little undersized?
I mean, yes. And then you have the kid that
Zion Gardner?
He comes off the bench.
Hearns.
Yeah, wide kid with the bounce.
Yeah.
Yes, him. And then also, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, where the guy got Freddie DeLeon out top.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's equalizer.
So, like, you know, you throw it in the post to Carter Lane, and I come out. There's no shot clock in here. I got pick and roll, and Freddie can get any shot he wants. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just a game where, like, you got to come back there, and hopefully the 3-ball is falling, and if the 3-ball is falling, then now, like, you know, they have to make an adjustment as well.
Definitely. And then the game that ends this event every year, where we've seen a lot of special happen, both during and beyond the game, First Flight Kinston. And Kinston, obviously a power. I think it's kind of a transition period for them right now as they kind of develop. I know they got some younger players that are going to be coming in, but it's still Kinston at the end of the day, and there's still a brand that they have to live up to, and they're going to play First Flight. And with Isaac being his senior year and Mason going into his sophomore year, this is probably the year where First Flight feels like it can catch them slipping. Simmons, what you got?
Absolutely. I think this is a situation into which Mason Dobie has just one of those games. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's played it in a few years and came up on the other side of it. Kinston actually shot the basketball so well last year in this game.
Yeah,
it shocked us. And this is when we kind of first saw him. I was like, okay, like when they play Farmville, it could be very, very interesting with the way they actually shoot the basketball. But like, you know, Mason Dobie, Isaac Dobie, I think it's a situation where like they could possibly get them this year. You know what I'm saying? As long as they don't stay in foul trouble and it's a collective effort. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget Eli Hawk as well. I think that big three can do what it takes to get that dub for Coach Chad.
100%. And speaking of Coach Chad, come on in, brother. Chad Williams joining us here on Hoop State Game Day.
Oh man, I'm blessed.
We were blessed with greatness right now.
Right now.
I don't know about that.
All right, so Chad, this is year 4 now of this event. Obviously had the gap with COVID, and it's bigger and better each year in, year out. What does it mean to you to bring something like this to your community, and obviously with the greater cause at hand that's it's being pushed as well?
Well, I think it's just it's sort of taken on a life of its own, really, here in the community. And you know, a lot has been said about how our communities embrace the event and embrace the players and the teams. And you know, last night was a clear indication of people wanting to come out and just watch basketball. You know, we had the local teams here last night, and then you know, Moravian and Peninsula Catholic, you know, finishing things off for us. And we had a great crowd last night, and if that's any indication of what we've got for the next 2 days, it's going to be loud and hot and get busy in here.
Definitely.
So for those who didn't watch the brilliant documentary, Good Guys vs. Cancer documentary, produced by the great Webb Wellman, shout out to Webb, can you kind of tell people about why you created Good Guys vs. Cancer? What's the cause behind it?
Well, first of all, I would say go watch the documentary, because it was an incredible surprise that I watched, and I can't lie, you know, it did affect me emotionally, you know, and I actually had a bunch of people actually tell me the same thing, that you know, that they actually started crying when they were watching it, and you know, that means a lot to my friends that reach out to me. But so my dad was diagnosed with a very rare form of cancer. His name was Guy Williams. We were invited to go play in the Coaches versus Cancer event in Asheville. In order to go there, you had to do your own fundraiser. So I decided, let's do one in the East, because there hadn't been anything east of 95 that was more than, you know, 2 or 3 games. And so we did, and it was very successful the first year. And then teams that were in it wanted to come back, and then other teams started calling. And I don't know, it's like I said, it's taken on a life of its own, and partnership with you guys and Phenom Hoop, and you know, just bringing in better teams and better caliber of players. But the one thing that stayed the same is that the coaches involved are all in it for the right reason. Then, you know, it's Good Guys versus Cancer for more than my dad's name. You know, the people here are good people, you know, and I'm privileged and honored to have people wanting to come down here, and I think our community is too, and you're going to see a packed house here very shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah. For you, to balance event operator and coach this weekend, let us into the life of Chad Williams for the next 48 48 hours. What exactly are you going to be doing throughout the day, and obviously preparing your team to play a couple big games?
Unfortunately, that's the worst part. Is that if anybody gets sold short, it's my kids. It's my team, and I'm blessed with good coaching staff and also great kids, and I think they understand that some things are bigger and more important than others, and they know that why we couldn't practice last night, but as far as what I'm doing, it varies by the second.
You're wearing a lot of different hats today, Coach.
Yeah, none of them are fitting either. That's the thing, So I keep, faking it till I make it. I can see I got some referees wondering where the heck they're going to go here. So I usually tell them where to go. I don't show them where to go.
So for those who have never came to this event or watched the Good Guys versus Cancer on the stream, they've never watched First Flight basketball play. Tell the fans what to expect when you watch your First Flight play.
Our goal is to get 45 threes up a night. We like to shoot it before we turn it over. We kid around and say defense is optional. And
my kind of coach.
Yeah, hey man,
let it fly, baby.
You cannot win 0-0. You got to score at least once. So, it's a formula that doesn't work everywhere. But if I win anywhere, I'd try it. I guarantee that. I'd never go back to coaching any way different. I used to kid around and say I had the best job in the world because I had great kids and no expectations, and now I think we do have expectations.
Yes,
and
definitely do.
So it's been really fun to watch this program grow, and I think events like this have certainly helped us, not only to get our kids involved at a younger age who want to be in this platform, but also to take our show on the road a little bit. And we do have a little bit of a cult following in North Carolina, and because we will pull it from the volleyball line, and if not, they're coming out. Anybody can say that their kids aren't scared to shoot, but my kids aren't scared to miss. So if they don't shoot the next one, they are coming out.
Yeah.
So
you've had a lot of really good players come through here. Jack Costanza, Dylan Blake, and now you have a brother duo that has a chance to do a lot of great things here, and obviously Isaac already has, and Mason has as well, and will continue to do so. What's it like, going to war with those two and the rest of your guys each and every day, and how much fun is it to coach them?
Well, they say if your best players are your hardest workers, you got a recipe for success, and and it's not just in the on the court, but in the classroom and in the community. They're top-notch kids, and as all my kids are. But they also bring to the table a very special ability to play this game. They can shoot the ball. They can put the ball on the floor. They guard, they rebound. I looked at our stats from last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago. I think Mason had 13 boards and 25 points. And I was like, damn, he had 13 boards.
Yeah.
So, but and the two of them are extremely competitive against each other too. So in practice, they don't always get to be on the same team. So we like to try and sort of pit them against each other every once in a while, just to have a little fun with ourselves.
No, absolutely.
There you go.
So I'm actually good. I mean, the only question I got is, I've been hearing about this infamous crab roll around here. So just trying to figure out where I need to go.
One of the sponsors, correct?
Absolutely. Outer Banks Boil Company is one of our main sponsors. They got one coming to the crib. They got y'all hooked up.
Oh, so there we go. Simmons, we got crab roll.
Yeah, crab
got a boil coming.
Yeah, we'll make sure they throw some extra shrimp up in there for you guys. You know how we roll.
I brought my gout pills, man. Hey,
I got you. I got you.
No, listen, man. I just want to tell you, man. Listen, first of all, thank you for having us here. For me personally, our relationship. I tell people all the time, our relationship goes further beyond basketball. We trade grill tips. I mean, we just talk about so many different things, but I do appreciate you. Like I said, I love you, man. I appreciate everything that you allow us to be here as well, man. So thank you.
Yeah, same here.
I feel like I'm part of the Hoop State family.
You are. No, you are. You definitely are.
If you want to, take a few of those hats off and call a game just to escape.
Well, you know what? There's been a lot of talk about things being ducked here recently, and I know one that's for sure that's been ducking, and that's right here on the grill off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the only one I can say for sure.
Yes, sir.
I can't lie. I've seen your work. I'm just kind of like, all right, let me make sure I'm good before I go.
Oh, perfect. Unbelievable. Chad, appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you, guys.
No doubt.
Appreciate you.
All right.
No doubt.
Thanks, Chad.
Yes,
All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm definitely ducking smoke. I can't even lie about that. I can't even.
We got I'll tell Simmons once we get on. I got some power rankings that I want to discuss kind of specific to this event.
Some power rankings.
Some
Okay.
quick power rankings. I want to put y'all on the spot because y'all missed night one, and night one, we haven't talked about one of the best parts of this event yet, and it's something that we all appreciate very much.
If I think you're going to say what I thought you're going to think you're going to say, I think we can do this. Yeah,
Simmons, we are veterans of the grassroots basketball space, all three of us. And we hear the hospitality room thrown out often. What are your good guys versus cancer hospitality room power rankings? A couple things that you look forward to getting when you come here, because that buffalo chicken dip last night was A1.
Number one, buffalo chicken dip.
There's rumors of a lasagna tonight.
The lasagna was hitting a couple years ago. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't know if they had it last year, but it might have. I don't know.
Is it Glizzy's here, Poles?
There were the mini ones last night. Yeah,
They had Glitz here last year.
Yeah.
They had Glitz here last year.
Also, side wing.
Wings was good. Pause, but the meatballs.
Yeah.
Meatballs are smacking. I ate the meatballs cold last year. Pause again. I'm just saying. The cookies, the dessert, the cookie.
Yeah, the dessert, the whole dessert setup.
Yeah, that was A1.
The whole dessert setup. I think they have the number one hospitality room of all the tournaments we go to.
I couldn't agree more.
Because of the versatility. It could go either way.
Yeah,
you never know.
No,
Breakfast, they surprise you, different danishes and donuts and things of that nature.
Yeah, Hugo trying to steal my shoe off my foot.
I think we need to tell the tournament director, John Wall, we need to up the hospitality room.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
the third day,
Yeah,
the barbecue sandwiches be crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody from Garner, no, I'm just messing with you. They're not watching anyway. I'm just calling.
You never know.
Nah,
There have been ricochet shots fired by our guy Chad already. So I mean, we don't need to. We'll just keep it going. But
absolutely.
Oh yeah, we got some games going on around the state at Tyler's event, Tyler Lewis Hoop Fest at Forsyth Country Day tomorrow night. This is an interesting one. Two of the best teams in their respective state. John Marshall, Coach Ty White in Virginia, in Richmond, Virginia. They got Latrell Almond and Dennis Parker are as good of a duo as you'll find anywhere out there. And they're taking on Holly Springs, who's got Colin Cool, Micah Jones, Ryan Crotty, and we've seen what they're able to do in the fall league and what they did with their teams in the summer. Simmons, start with you. How do you kind of see that one shaking out, and how do you think Latrell Almond is going to do in a big-time game?
That's a contrast of styles because, Lil Micah is the straw that stirs the drink for Holly Springs.
He is.
Right. From a point guard perspective, I think he's one of the best signal callers in the state right now, just on competing on both ends of the floor and bringing a certain level of toughness and edge. And Holly Springs has size and they spread it out and shoot threes. But Dennis Parker and Latrell Almond, that's a crazy duo. Like
physically imposing.
Right. And they could one or two plays could demoralize the other team. So I think this is going to be about who can play for 4 quarters.
Completely
and
agree.
impose their will.
Rob, what you got?
Latrell Almond, in his first game the other night.
Oh, yeah.
He had 13 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 blocks.
That's grown man.
That's grown man business. And Dennis Parker, man, I love that kid. I've loved that kid. I've watched him play since he was in middle school.
And it was weird seeing the national consensus go lower on him. It's like, what? Like,
what are you missing?
And then it kind of recovered this summer, but
yeah. I mean, a lot of those guys from Loaded VA, they had strong summers. Davin as well too. So
yeah.
But no, that's a fun team to watch. That's gonna be a fun matchup, man. I don't know. I need Webby Webb to give me a little stream link for that one so I can check that one out. But Holly Springs is a state title contender. They're well coached. Like I said, Micah Jones is one of the best point guards in the state. They didn't get enough love. So, and Colin Cool headed to Georgia Southern as well too. Athletic, flies around the rim. So that's gonna be a good matchup, man. Good test for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's about it. We good? I think we're good. Everyone tuning in, we appreciate you.
Yeah,
this event means a lot to all of us individually and collectively, and to Chad especially. You couldn't support a better guy and a better mission with what he does. So be sure to come out, support, look into the American Cancer Society and how you can make a donation. And yeah, hoopstatelive.com for all the games, and we appreciate y'all. Any final thoughts, fellas?
The meatballs are simmering.
Now I'm gonna go check out what they got popping in the hospitality room. Make sure you're locked in at 6 o'clock. Barn burn.
See y'all soon.
All right.
Guaranteed he make that bucket. Money in the bank, kick it to Ray. His shot like Allen, wanna see the footage, Donnie and Max. They got the cameras and ride automatic. Can't let this guy shoot, but they can dump it down to pasta for them inside scoops. And Webb holds it all together, won't find a glue trace. Keep your shoes laced if you pull up on the hoop state.